This is the Altra Lone Peak 3.5, slightly different from the 3.0, which is available in most stores now. Now I'm going to start off by saying I tried the Altra Lone Peak 2.5 and I was very disappointed. I didn't make a review because I felt like it was just going to say negative things. The thing I did not like about the 2.5 is the upper was basically very rudimentary. It was essentially just cloth, and then there was a strip of material that sort of connected the laces, and I felt like if you just pulled the laces tighter, it didn't actually do anything except move the area together, and there was no actual compression and snugness to the foot. I felt like it was sort of an outdated design and could have been improved if they were using better manufacturing and design techniques. I didn't review it because I didn't want to make a bad mouth review about a company that's sort of up and coming. Now the 3.5 I just tried on and I've worn a bit, no long runs or anything like that. This is an initial guide. Is a much better shoe. The upper, as you can see, has quite a bit more to it than the 2 or the 2.5, which I had tried. It has some connection points so that if you do pull the laces tight, it will really secure your foot a lot better. Now, with that being said, there are some things I don't like about the shoe right off the bat, and it's not necessarily a shoe for everyone as well. Now, Altra is going to sell this as a shoe for everyone, and they claim that a zero drop shoe, which is to say that it has the same amount of cushioning as the front as the rear, is what everyone should be running in. Now, that's up for debate. There are some proponents of that. You can Google Kelly Starrett, Mobility Wad, Born to Run, etc., and you can find out about zero drop shoes and the benefits and the negatives. Now, Altra is giving you a zero drop shoe with a lot of cushion. I can tell you right away, this shoe has more cushion than, say, a Nike Wild Horse, which is a pretty comparable shoe in weight and in sizing. It doesn't have the same toe box. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this shoe has quite a bit more cushion. And of all the trail shoes you will try on, compared to, say, a Hoka or a Ultra Olympus, which is a slightly beefier sole than this shoe has a lot of cushioning, about 25 millimeters worth. And it's a cushy, squishy, cushy, sort of hard to describe cushioning, similar to Hoka in their most cushion materials. This is probably middle of the pack as far as squishiness, but still quite a bit more than most shoes, especially most trail shoes, which tend to be in the responsive end. This is pretty cushioned for being as light as it is, under 10 ounces as well. But not as much in quantity as a Hoka, nor is it as squishy as the cushioning that comes in the Hoka Speedgoat 2 or the Hoka Bondi 5, or maybe even the Clifton or the Challenger. Not quite as much as that, but pretty darn good as far as cushioning goes. But the selling point from Altra is that it's a zero drop shoe, which means if you get your forefoot strike correct and your mechanics aligned, you're going to see some benefits out of that. Again, that's all up for debate, and you can look more into running form biomechanics, etc. But perhaps if you have a 0 millimeter drop shoe, you'll be more apt to forefoot strike or midfoot strike instead of heel strike, which of course heel striking is of course detrimental. That's a known thing. But whether or not midfoot compared to forefoot, there's still quite a lot of debate in that department. I myself am a midfoot striker, and I'm not in the camp of attempting to change your form. If you do get a zero drop shoe, Altra would advocate that you probably should also be focused on your biomechanics and doing the necessary exercises to build up your musculature so that you can handle a zero drop shoe and have proper running form. That is, of course, the selling point, is that a lot of people have shoes with giant heels and narrow toes, narrow toe cushioning, that is, and what that is doing is it's encouraging you to strike this way. I do believe in that, and I do think that you should not get excessively stacked heels and minimal forefoot cushioning. So with this, you get lots of forefoot cushioning, lots of rear foot cushioning. Now, I can tell you the toe box is very wide. Here's a Nike for comparison. It is quite a bit wider than the Nike. However, I find the Nike's toe box more comfortable. This toe box is perhaps as big as you're ever going to find. I ordered true to size, 10.5 from me, and that's the same as what I would wear as a Nike or most Hokas. And this shoe in the toe box is very, very big. It's going to be great if you're doing through hiking or even just maybe 100, 200 mile hikes. People get blisters between their toes from skin to skin rubbing, etc. This shoe, you're not going to have that. The toe box is in fact that big. It's very, very large, larger than just about anything you'll find. In fact, for me, it's unnecessarily large. I don't find any benefit to having a large toe box. I tried it before with Altra. I tried this one on. I noticed the upper was improved. It had a similar feel to me in the toe box, which for me is in fact a little bit too large. I don't notice any benefit because I'm not someone that suffers blisters in the Nike Wild Horse shoe. So something like this would not be necessary for me. But if you are someone that's doing through hiking or does in fact have blisters or just has a big forefoot, this is your shoe. I would go straight to this and I'd go on REI and order a pair because you'll be able to try it, and if you don't like it, you can always return it to REI because they have the best return policy around.